Hello, my absolutely beautiful Aries friends, and welcome to your horoscope for November of 2023. Where this month, Aries, I actually kind of like it. I feel like the social situation comes a bit more online. Now, in the United States, we're also getting prepared for Thanksgiving, so there could be this holiday buzz that's also just kind of going and in the air. We've also got Saturn coming direct in the energy of Pisces, which is really kind of a nice little notch turn because it helps us get some things moving forward. Things have been delayed. You know, the outside world has not been prepared to take on any really big changes just yet. So even if you made them and you felt comfortable, like our societies, our communities were not yet ready to take them on. So we'll get to have a bit of that experience as well. So November, much calmer month than we have experienced in both September and October, respectively, with the eclipses. We had retrograde things going on. November brings us a little bit more of a calm energy, but I think it's nicely social as well. All right, Aries, before we get in here and talk about the goods that September has to offer, remember you can now get your digital transit calendars, which are so fantastic for 2024. Tiffany and our friends at Wise Skies Collective have given us another code, which you can find in the description box down below to take $10 off. Load that digital calendar into your phone, and day by day, you can see what is going on in the astrocosmos. All right, Aries, into the month we go. So right here at the beginning of the month on November 4th, we have got Saturn coming direct in the energy of Pisces. Now, Saturn turned retrograde June 17th at 7 degrees of Pisces, and we're going to see it come direct back at that 0 degrees of Pisces. And if you remember, Saturn moved into Pisces in March of 2023 at that 0 degrees of Pisces, and then went forward until the 7 degrees. So from March to June, all of the things that you were working on were really focused, Aries, on your 12th house, the things that were hidden, things behind the scenes, things having to do with your intuition, your spiritual condition. Karmic and spiritual things that you have been working on started to get a little bit of movement. But the other thing I like to pay attention to, just in general, in the 12th house, and especially dealing with Saturn, is that Saturn is one of our outer planets, right? It's a transpersonal planet. So it's not just you. It's also the things that have been happening around you with the greater world in general. So really, truly, where did you see something come up in March and you were like, wow, okay, this is kind of a big deal. I'm going to be taking this leap, but I'm feeling really limited. I feel like I can't really make this move, or I'm not mature enough. I don't understand how to do this in the outside world. And then things started to kick off, and they were going and they were happening come June when Saturn went retrograde. And now you're starting to see, as we're coming out of the retrograde, where you're like, okay, I do understand the structure that's around this. I'm not feeling as limited. I can see the pathway forward a little bit more. And this could have looked like things like, how do I treat this disease? How do I share my creativity? A research project or something you were doing behind the scenes could have absolutely been in here. Rest. How do you rest? How do you rejuvenate yourself? And here's the one other thought that I had about this is truly, Aries, because this is Piscean energy, things that really had to do with karma and things happening behind the scenes, you may have honestly been face to face over this last handful of months with that. Was there really tight financial indicators happening for you in this last couple months, and now you're starting to see your way forward? Was there a distance between you and another person, and you're like, I don't understand, why is this happening? And now you're starting to find your way back to that person. What did it look like? There was some level of potential restriction that was happening here to clean up some of that karmic energy as well. All right, when we get to the 8th, we are going to see Venus move into the energy of Libra. So it's lighting up that 7th house space for you right across the street. So the relationships are going to start to get a little bit sweeter. Venus in the 7th house of conscious, chosen one-on-one relationships, right? So you know who you're engaging with. As Venus moves in here, it brings some peace, it brings some harmony together. It brings this space where you're like, yes, I do want to engage with others. Please come over. Let's have a holiday or pre-holiday celebration. Yes, me and my family, my partner, my company are getting ready for a holiday party. It's a very social kind of energy. And it's one where, Venus in Libra is, first of all, in rulership, but Libra is very diplomatic. diplomatic. There's a bit of charm. There's a bit of ease with the doing of people that works well with this. So you can really enjoy this energy over the next handful of weeks as you experience this Venus in this area. Now, for those of you too who are looking to make a commitment a little bit more serious, this is a really good energy. So whether it's with a business partner, it's with a personal partner, did you even need something a little bit more diplomatic to help you in a court case because you have an open enemy? You're getting divorced, you've sued the neighbor, whatever it is, this is a very diplomatic energy to help you out over this next handful of weeks. On the 10th, we're going to see Mercury now enter into the energy of Sagittarius. Okay, listen, this is my first, let's be excited, but also I want to put a little mini warning caveat on this because as Mercury enters the energy of Sagittarius, it lights up your 9th house, publishing, marketing, broadcasting, travel, international travel, things having to do with immigration, all of these things start to come into the forefront, okay? But what can happen while Mercury is in Sagittarius is it's bigger, it's better, there's more is more, and this can be a little bit of a challenging energy. So I do think that this day could potentially be more challenging. So if you are making big plans, if you are, planning that holiday fiesta, if you're planning a big trip, if you're doing something like that, first of all, it's a very optimistic energy, but you may not be paying that much attention to the details, and Mercury bringing you all of this new information to this very excited Sagittarius energy. You're like, yes, 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 and you're not paying attention. So I want you to just kind of try and keep your head down a little bit and pay attention to any details that you need. That yes, we'll let the big plan unfold, but it's also the small steps that get you to the big idea, okay? On the 13th, we've got a new moon happening at 20 degrees of Scorpio, lighting up your 8th house space. Now, this is beautiful because first of all, it is our time in the month to plant our seeds of intention, okay? And this is not, this particular moon is not an eclipse. We're done with the Taurus Scorpio nodal axis. So this is a moon. You get to actually enjoy the moon. But the Scorpio and Taurus areas of the chart have gotten a lot of work and a lot of attention over this last 18 months, right? So one of the things that you might be finding out, especially with this particular moon being in a conjunction with Mars, opposing Uranus, is that yes, okay, you have shed things you needed to from your 8th house. You've had a detox. You've had a whatever. You may also look and go, wow, okay, my budget is doing better than I thought that it was, right? Like, I'm okay. I thought I was absolutely broke. My partner was struggling in money. I thought we had all of this debt. I thought that, this situation over here was going to be more. And I'm actually working with something a little bit better and stronger than I thought I was. And I'm able to push something forward. But the way that you move your 8th house area of intimacy and assets forward might be very uncommon to what you would have thought. And here's an example. Let's say in your relationship, right? Because the 8th house is also intimacy. So let's say in your relationship that you and your partner want to get a little bit closer. You're trying to move deeper and more together. And you think, okay, we're going to just go on a weekend vacation and really spend some time with each other, and that will be lovely. And then what happens is all of these different kinds of people show up on your vacation, and they're a little rowdy or they're a little erratic, rebellious, whatever. And that difference of you guys needing to navigate that together or enjoy that together is actually what brings the closeness, as opposed to, the two of you just sitting down and having a margarita and staring lovingly at each other. So there is this energy that like the next new beginning, the next rotation and evolution of your 8th house comes from means that you maybe haven't tried before and kind of cause you to go, I'm rebelling just a little bit here, which I think is actually a really neat experience because it allows you to enjoy, right? You get to genuinely enjoy what is taking shape in this particular area of your life. And there's a lot of prosperity wrapped in that. Okay, when we get to the 22nd, the sun's going to enter into Sagittarius. So now the ninth house is lit up with the sun. We've also got Mercury over here, so bringing light, heat, life, motivation. And then just a couple days later, we're going to see Mars also enter the energy of Sagittarius. So it is really lit. The ninth house is ready to go. There is travel, there is exploration that is happening. Now here's the one thing I do want to say, is that this is exciting. The ninth house will expand. So your energy is like, okay, I'm focused on this project. I'm focused on this book. I'm focused on this YouTube channel. I'm focused on learning this language. Whatever it is, there's an intense amount of focus there. But also, right, the cosmic sky moves into the territory of Sagittarius. So it can be interesting, the changes that are happening, or something gets really big really fast. Maybe the weather goes a little bit crazy, or you're going on your great travel trip and your legs start to feel a little bit tired. These are things I would actually bring your attention to, because I want you to go out and have these new experiences and focus on having this very big broaden your horizon moment. But you may also find that you have to listen to the internal or external energetic report of what's going on, because it may be telling you, hold on, that's too big, too fast, and this body, the spirit, my mind needs a little bit of a rest, or this needs a reevaluation, okay? As we're going to close out the month on the 27th, we're going to see a full moon happening at 4 degrees of Gemini, lighting up your third house space. Now, the full moon is going to ask us to end something, acknowledge something, or to make an adjustment. We need to course correct in some way to get back on track, okay? So this being in your third house space, this is the natural house of the mind, of what I'm thinking, who I'm communicating with, who's in my network. Now, this particular moon is in a nice conversation with Mars and the sun, but it is in a square to Saturn. So it's this idea, yet again, where I'm telling you, you have to kind of check the cosmic weather at this particular full moon of like, what's going on? What is the limit that I'm bonking up against, right? Or what is the limit that I'm bumping up against here and making these changes in my communication, my contracts, my negotiations, right? And instead of just staying in the limit, I can develop a sense of maturity. I can develop a sense of mastery by finding a different plan, or maybe putting a structure in place that will actually help me further develop this particular area. Because this is really of a moon at the end of the month where I will tell you, Aries, that I think if you've tried to be willy-nilly in like any way, if you're just like, you know what, nope, I'll just wing it, I'll just do it like this, that may not be the most useful mind frame at this particular moon. And it can, if you try to push against it, instead of creating a structure, instead of gaining the maturity, and instead of, even connecting with other people, because Gemini is a networking and social moon. So you may have to talk to other people. You may have to get their input or tell them what's really going on with you. If you push against that, what happens is it can be really sad. It can be lonely. You can step into these mires of guilt and shame and failure, which are really not necessary. It's more like share your emotions with other people. Come out of that isolation. If you feel like you're not making any progress, see and talk to other people and let them show you where you can really take responsibility, or where you need to adjust in your relationships. Whatever it is, this is going to definitely be an energy that will pique your attention. My last thoughts on this particular full moon is that truly, because this is an air moon, and we have also got that transiting south node in Libra, but that transiting north node in Aries. So we know that these guys are in a conversation. So if you have been working in any kind of codependence, hyper independence, anything that is pulling your relationships in an unhealthy direction or out of balance, you may be called to your attention where it's like, I'm really feeling the tension of that. I'm really feeling the tension of this, right? And it's okay. Yet again, talk, open your mouth, seek guidance, seek people who help you challenge your thinking and challenge your ability to mature under this moon. And then you can go on a different adventure. And it's probably the adventure you never saw yourself going on before. All right, my absolutely beautiful Aries friends, I hope that you have a gorgeous month. Whatever you are publishing, marketing, broadcasting, putting out, teaching, sharing informationally with the world, I'm wishing you absolutely well. Keep in mind that while we are here in November of 2023, the astrological year does not start again until we get to March. We run from March until February. So you've still got plenty of time. It's not like, oh my God, December's around the corner, run, hide, I need to get my life together. You still have some time in your development, and I just want to send you some love to support your astrological and life process. All right, Aries, have a gorgeous month, and I'll see you in December.